Hello, everyone, and welcome to the last Smart Money Concept Market Overview webinar of the year, because we're going to be closing up for the Christmas holidays and New Year's celebrations. So welcome. Hi, Soda. I expected you here and glad to see you here. And of course, Roman is here. How are you doing, Roman?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good as well. Yeah. I'm excited for today's thing. Like, see if we can see an end of year rally or if it's just going to be gloom and doom for the remainder of December.
Yeah, I think would be the best to just see the conclusion of the year and what happened. And then, yeah, if there is anything, then we can discuss that as well.
Yeah. So yesterday we did the back test. That was good. It was a tough session, but still 13% profit. So that was still good. Yeah. And oh yeah, we had Monday, we had the live session. So if you're here from the live session, welcome. If you're watching it back from after you've seen the live session, this is where we explain the current state of the market. And yeah, Roman, I also wanted to check like a little bit more tips and tricks on how to prepare yourself for setting up the markets. So yeah, with that, I'll give it over to you and let you do the talking.
Okay. Yeah, so let's start with the news. This week is pretty heavy on the news. We had a lot of news on Tuesday. I'm still not too good in macroeconomics, so I'm not sure how they affect the market. My rule of thumb for now is just stay away from trading, especially from day trading during these news. They call it red folder news with this red icon. So there is also less impactful news if you want to check. But yeah, when you have this many red folder news, it's better to just stay away from trading. And we'll have a lot more news tomorrow. So some of them for British pound, some for euro, and some for USD as well. So yeah, need to be careful with day trading specifically because something might happen. Let's check what happened to the markets over the week. So yeah, I've been trying to do the trading planning for this week, and I check as usual the dollar index and euro charts, and it was one of the toughest trading plan of the year, I would say, because market is pretty much in indecision. It's really hard to find the correct direction where it's going, so it's probably better just to stay away from trading again and just observe it until something better happens.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I did. Oh, actually, no, I think it was no, it was the previous week. Yeah, I showed you the position that I had on euro. This one. Yeah, showed you that.
Oh yeah, that one that closed in a loss, but was actually a really good one.
Yeah. So yeah, in general, a lot of traders said me before that it is better to just stay away from trading Forex and anything else like gold indices during the last month and usually the first month of the year as well. So that's what I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
I got a couple of losses. So yeah, the lesson learned.
We'll go over your losses in a minute.
Yeah, so we can just review what happened over the year on the markets. We just remove everything. Let's go back to the dollar index. So yeah, this is the monthly time frame. Just want to go back. So this is what we had at the beginning of this year in 2025. We revisited fair value gap, and after that we had this massive drop on dollar index. And yeah, now last 6 month pretty much it is in a huge range. So nothing to do in this point. But what could we expect from that? What do you think? What might happen?
Well, at the moment, it's showing signs of a bearish move. Like it's just this, you had the drop, down, and then you have some correction, and then you could see another drop down to this level.
Yeah.
Because
that's exactly what I'm expecting.
Because it broke that one as well, closed below it. So monthly shift.
Monthly shift would be too far. You mean?
Yeah.
This would be
because this is the highest point. Shift would be here, but yeah. True.
Well, that will be the structure, the change of character already. Right. Yeah, so this is pretty much what I showed for most of the year on these streams. So this is what I expect to happen. So we have these 2 monthly fair value gaps, and would be good to see some move into the fair value gap, at least this one, or maybe even this one at some point, and then continue going down to this area. Don't have any drawings.
Yeah, so the top of the fair value gap is just a slight breakthrough, and then a reversal is already. Yeah.
Yeah, this would be perfect. But I have no idea how this will happen, because if we just drop into weekly, this is the range at the moment. And as I was showing last week, we don't know what will happen. So it just bounced off the middle of the range. It might go up and then into fair value gap right away. Or maybe it will go down to the bottom side of the range and then it will go up. So yeah, as I said, there's a lot of indecision and it's really hard to take any side right now.
Yeah, but you see, it's also a very slow move. Like, it's just taken forever to make a decision in this case.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, like,
or at least it seems like forever. But
yeah. But yeah, it's like almost 6 months that is going on. But during this rise from the bottom here, we covered that during that September news event. So after that sweep, we expected the rise up, and I was able to catch a lot of good positions on the way up, especially on daily time frame. I believe there was a lot of pretty simple structure. Yeah, so you can just see how it's just pretty basic structure, and just trading daily fair value gaps would be good enough to open good positions. Okay. And even this one. Pretty much every fair value gap provided the reaction, and we could trade from that. So yeah, we'll see what will happen as we go down. Because right now we have this fair value gap that might provide some reaction, but we have no idea. So yeah, it's better just to wait and observe the market, especially since we're getting to the Christmas time, and then the beginning of the next year will be pretty slow, at least first 2 weeks. So yeah, the best thing to do right now is just to backtest any market that you want to trade and learn.
Yeah. Take a moment of self-reflection. Or
yeah,
if you always wanted to take a break of the market, and just spend time with family, friends, or do something else, then now is the time to do that. There's not much going on, and I think a lot of people are joining if you do that. Take a break from screen time.
Yeah. One of the other activities that is still useful would be reviewing your stop losses. But for that, you need to journal your trades so that you have something to review.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can also just go over your position list and watch the trades and see what you could have done better and write it down, like at least for the last 10, 15 positions that you've taken. Try to analyze them, try to see what you could have done better. Even if you didn't journal them back then, you could still do it. You can still write down to see what the common denominator was within your profits or within your losses.
Yeah, that's true.
But the important thing is to write it down. Like, don't make it don't just make a mental note. Write it down.
Yeah, this is really important. Also, this is the thing that I learned from the book that I read, the Thinking in Bets. It's about poker, and the author mentions the poker player who is so obsessed with learning and reviewing his previous plays in poker that even when he wins the tournament, instead of just like celebrating it, he just comes to other pros and asks them, "Hey, what do you think about that hand that I played? Did I do well, or could have done something better?" Yeah. So anyone who's just obsessed with learning and getting better, it helps them.
So they're saying, yeah, it's fun to talk about crypto over dinner. Some people actually came up to me Monday and said, "Oh, it's nice to actually be able to talk about crypto to people in person."
Yeah, my experience with talking to people about crypto is very different because, like, at one point when I say something about crypto, they're like, crypto, now I'm not interested, forget about it. And then a few months later, they're like, oh, what should I buy? What do you think? Like, how much Bitcoin should I get? Then I tell them, like, no, you just wait. Do not buy right now. It's too risky. And then they still buy. And then a few months later, they're like, now crypto sucks. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, I never initiate a talk about crypto. It's always people come to me like, "What should I buy?" I don't know. Yeah, what do you buy? Well, I've bought Bitcoin. Okay, so what did you do? Like, are you still buying Bitcoin? No, I just sold a lot. Oh, okay. Will you be buying anytime soon? A little bit. It's like, oh, okay, but what do you think about Cardano? I don't know.
I don't think about it.
I don't think about it. Like, it's right. Yeah, it's just like when I'm trading, I really don't care about the characteristics of the coin itself. When I'm investing, I invest in Bitcoin because for a lot of reasons. But all the other altcoins is just, yeah, to me it still feels like a gamble for investment. For trading, it's fine. That doesn't matter. But for investment, I have a few that I'm invested in, more of like, oh, okay, it was like, oh, okay, it came on my path and I bought some and I've been holding on to it, but they weren't conscious buys like, oh, this project is going to go to the moon. No, never.
Yeah, most of my crypto holdings were like gambling. But then, I believe it was 2024, I decided to actually invest in a coin. And yeah, let me just show you what happened after that.
Yeah, so does that as well. At moments like that, you instantly become a prophet in that area. Yeah, no thanks. No, exactly.
Yeah, so this is the coin that I invested in. I bought it at 250. And yeah, and then this happened.
It's still potential. It's still got potential.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it had a pretty good potential. It had pretty interesting team and project behind it, but like, yeah,
Ultimately, it doesn't
they
matter.
ended up scamming everything. And yeah, there was the other one. I'm not sure if it's even there.
Already
And it's not
delisted.
even on any exchange. Yeah, it's not even there. But yeah, it was like a knockoff Formula One game. But yeah, it was developed by a guy who created the course that I took on Smart Money. It was a pretty promising product, but no,
Yeah.
something went wrong.
Bottom line, don't take financial advice from someone.
Yeah, from anyone.
Especially in crypto. Especially in crypto. Because this is not financial advice, right? This is just explaining a strategy, how it works. And you still have to do your own research and backtesting. And we're not making decisions on where you need to enter the market. And we're not giving you full setups, at least not yet. And even when we give full setups, it's like, this is what we're going to do. Whether or not you want to do it now is up to you. But we're showing you how we think is a good way to manage your trade setups, manage your portfolios, manage your entries and exits and things like that. But ultimately, you'd have to do it yourself and test it. It is promising. So yeah. That's for euro to dollars. That's what we're looking at currently. You said it was going to go down further.
Yeah, well, my long-term expectation is to revisit this trivial gap and then potentially go to 125, I believe. Like at least to this level, 23, and then 125 at some point. But that's probably the job for the next year. I actually just got an alert that Euro tested something.
Entered into a fair value gap.
Yeah, that's 4-hour fair value gap. Yeah, I might even open a position somewhere, something like that.
$15 minutes. Okay, so how would you normally plan this?
Yeah, I would say like I had the alert at this privilege gap, so that's what I received on my phone. And now I'm looking for the shift. So at this point, it will happen right here. So price
Why would you take this shift?
Oh, I prefer to take this like the more conservative one.
Okay, and you're not gonna do the fair value gap close.
No. It's just I found that it just works for me on Forex. So if that happens, I'll open the position here. But we can also see another like drop even otherwise, like going even higher and then have the shift at this point or anywhere. So yeah, now I'm just setting the alert. I'm not sure if TradingView actually had this.
And what would your target be in this case?
Let me see. And this is the closest one. There's the fair value gap. Maybe even this one. This is not too good. This would be better, but we need to go through the fair value gap first, so it's quite risky at this point.
Yeah, so hopefully a better shift would increase your chances of hitting this target as your first TP.
Yeah. Well, but again, I still understand that, as I said, trading in the last few weeks of the year is pretty risky. So I'll probably also reduce my risk, even though I'm trading on higher time frame. Because previously, like before that, I used to trade on 1 hour time frame and then 5-minute shifts, and it worked pretty well, but it was pretty tough to do. So I had to stay, like, watch the charts a lot during the day, and I don't like to do that.
And obviously we don't
And with
have
4 hours,
and obviously we don't have Altrady on Forex, so
yeah,
that doesn't make things easier.
yeah, true. So yeah, I just found for myself that this works pretty fine, this combination. And yeah, I'll reduce my risk and see what happens. So yeah, we were looking at this long-term perspective, what happened to euro. Pretty much the same as on dollar index, as I said. We're kind of in a range right now, but I'm looking to get this one, Fairvalue gap. Most likely, well, obviously it will happen next year. It will not happen this year. But yeah, that's the general expectation. So I think we can go to crypto and see what's going on there.
Yeah.
We had a lot of drawings.
It's getting a bit cluttered.
And yeah, nothing actually happened yet. Really expected to have this daily Fairvalue gap hit, but didn't happen. I had this position open on this account. I also had one here. It's hard to see. But so far, yeah, didn't guess it, so not doing too good.
But it they are good setups, right? It's not like they're, yeah. Well, I mean, it is the panic, and this is a correction. How far are we? Are we at halfway flip levels, or?
Yeah, we actually touched it.
Yeah. Okay. So this could have been the retracement already.
Yeah, but I mean, just looking at 4-hour order flow, it was pretty good. So we just remove everything. So first of all, we took out this liquidity, and then with this Fairvalue gaps, they have been tested pretty well. And yeah, and then after this liquidity sweep, I opened the position.
Based on what shift?
Let me see.
Oh, there you go.
Something around that.
Yeah, well, you could have even targeted this one.
Yeah, that's what I explained last week. Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah, I wanted to have a better one, so I actually looked at 1-hour chart to make sure that this is not like some random move. So I actually used this, I believe this one, just for like better information.
It looked more like you used this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it was executed and at what price. But yeah, something like that. So in general, as you said, the setup was pretty good. The only problem is that I had to target this high, but it didn't provide enough risk-reward ratio
if
to
you
me.
use it on the 15-minute, let's see. I just want to see if the trade was there.
Yeah, I mean,
if the trade was there,
be.
if you'd taken it there,
It would be perfect.
Oh.
But yeah, but you never know. So my point was that I was trading, basically it was daily order flow. And on the daily, well, except this swing high, there was nothing except this fair value gap, and that's what I was targeting.
Yeah. Would there have been a short
So, yeah.
entry now already?
From here?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was plenty of entries, to be honest. I'm not sure about Bitcoin, but on Ethereum, there was plenty of entries.
So this, you've got a shift somewhere, well, probably somewhere here, because there's no shift in the other.
Yeah, this one is not so good, but if we look at Ethereum, yeah, that's what I expected to happen, and it exactly happened. I didn't have this position open because there was not quite a good risk to reward ratio, because I tried to open something like this. No, actually, yeah, I set my position something like this, and then I didn't get my entry.
Mm-hmm.
But then it tested this daily fair value gap, so the one that hasn't been tested on Bitcoin. And after that, you have this basically 4-hour shift. Then you have fair value gap, another fair value gap, and there was probably some entries. No, this was not a good one. Would be a stop loss here. And something like that you would probably never catch.
Was there, I mean, well, there was an earlier entry here, technically. I mean, it's tiny, but.
Yeah, I mean, could do that too. Well, yeah, but I was still waiting for longs, so I didn't even look at shorts. Even though I had this expectation, so I had this fair value gap, and I had a drawing on my own chart like this.
Yeah, you had it on this
it
chart.
was actually no, I mean in on my account.
Yeah.
So I had a drawing before this sweep. I had exactly like this, and I didn't exactly.
Why not?
Uh,
What stopped
because, well, here we had this fair value gap hit, but on Bitcoin, it didn't hit. And I expected everything to go up with Bitcoin. I really believed in this fair value gap for some reason, but it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's why I didn't open any shorts.
Well, I mean, technically, that would have been, if you had entered there, that would have been the reversal, right?
Yeah.
And reversals are hard to catch anyway. But the second one you could have done after you had your 4-hour shift.
Yeah, but as I just showed, there was pretty hard to enter because there was no clear entry setup.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, let's see. I wanted to show you one thing that I found. So I was looking at Bitcoin chart. First, I started with 12-month chart. It's really interesting. There is nothing to see at all, pretty much. But yeah, there will be some kind of a annual fair value gap here, which we have to revisit at some point. And the middle of this fair value gap is exactly 60,000. So it sounds pretty good for a target.
Sounds pretty plausible.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we'll get to this 45,000, but 60,000 is pretty good. So this is a great target.
Yeah, you can
for entries.
You can see it happened on the previous one as well.
Yeah. It went a little lower, so I would probably, I'm going to set my orders around these numbers on spot and maybe on futures as well, some long-term, long position.
Yeah.
But after that, I checked also 6-month chart. I think it was not too interesting. But the 3-month chart was pretty interesting. So what I noticed is that here On the way up, we've tested every fair value gap. Like smallest touch here. Then this, and we didn't test this one. Then we tested this one and then went up. And then we had this slowdown in this area. And it's pretty much the same as we had here. So we had the slowdown and taken out highs. That's what happened here as well. So yeah, it was just interesting to see that the reversal is pretty similar.
Yeah. Well, technically, we should still get a new all-time high then.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to repeat exactly like that, but
yeah,
might happen, but I do not expect that. So yeah, what should we look at next? Yes, I'm not sure. Like for Bitcoin, we discussed a lot already. Should we move to another chart?
Yeah.
I mean, we have our targets.
Is alt season starting yet? If we look at Ethereum, Bitcoin.
Let's check.
The chart next to it.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Alt season's over. Yeah, you're still expecting that move to the fair value gap, right? But
yeah, but it can happen like in 3 months, in 4 months, anytime. It might take a lot of time. And usually, like, I'm not expecting some alt season or something. It's more like at some point, Bitcoin will just stop moving, or like get into some consolidation, while other coins will just slightly go up. That's what usually happens. And then, yeah, then we'll see this revisit fair value gap. That is the monthly fair value gap.
Yeah, it's the monthly. And it's still got that monthly fair value gap at the bottom as well.
Yeah.
And if you draw the swing from the low point with Fibonacci, then that makes more sense, right? That it's going to be, yeah, we're not there yet.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like something like this might happen. And also, if we get some kind of a narrative that is leaning more towards Ethereum at some point, so now Bitcoin is just overhyped, I guess. And everyone just forgot about Ethereum. So maybe at some point we'll get institutions invested into Ethereum and we'll see this rise. And who knows, maybe we should even see this.
A new use case launches on Ethereum or something. I think a lot of those altcoins are still really susceptible to like good news things where like it has to be exceptionally good news surrounding Ethereum itself. Like I said on Monday, I was talking about news and it was like people say that news moves the markets, but I've said this before as well. News, there doesn't seem to be clear evidence that the news is actually the instigator of the market move. It's just that we tie it to that. And obviously, if you see news coming out, then it could be a trigger to start the sell-off, because otherwise news doesn't come out and then the price moves exactly after that news has been announced. Like, so could be a trigger, but it doesn't have to be. Like, it's not. It could have been anything that triggered that. Like, it's not news specifically about Bitcoin. It's just news about some like CPI or whatever. And then people think, oh, okay, well, let's move the market, or this is going to be good for Bitcoin. But in practice, it has nothing to do with Bitcoin. But
yeah, right.
But news specific to a coin, news specific to a chain, that can definitely move the market. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I like the saying that correlation is not causation.
Yeah.
So that's what usually traders confuse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just found for myself that usually you don't, like, when you do the back test, you don't even look, like, you do not watch the news, and you're still doing good. The price still moves into these higher time frame fair value gaps. It reacts to these liquidity levels, and you do not look at the news, and it's still doing pretty good. Like, sometimes it might happen that some daily crazy move happens on Bitcoin because Trump said something. But overall, on the long term, the price just moves from liquidity to liquidity, from fair value gap to fair value gap. And that's it. Price just usually, I mean, news just usually, they can speed up the process. They can just boost the speed of the price moving into the target. And that's it.
Yeah. Maybe people with large amounts, they are just waiting for a news event on a after liquidity has already been swept, and they actually already plan to move the price down. They're just waiting for a trigger to make it easier to move the price down, so they can use less funds to move it, and then the panic will set in, and then it's fine. Like something like that could happen. This is a plausible theory.
Yeah, I mean, how I imagine that is that, like, some people with huge money, they just decide, like, yeah, I want to buy Bitcoin around this area, around 60,000. And they're like, okay, yeah, then over the next year, we'll just move the price into this area. We'll post the news, like, Bitcoin is bad, Bitcoin is dying, anything like that. And then they're fulfilling their bags at this levels, same that they've done here, even here. And then suddenly, oh, Bitcoin is new future. You should buy Bitcoin. And then, especially at these levels, oh yeah, you should buy Bitcoin. Then everyone is selling.
Bitcoin is in the new all-time high. Now is the time to start buying.
Yeah.
Said no one ever. Yeah.
Right. So let's, we can still look at Bitcoin again. So we have this fair value gap here, which is probably the first target if we have any kind of a rise up. But we don't know if it happens like this or we'll have another sweep here and then move up.
Yeah. Oh, just to clarify, by the way, this is how you would tackle preparing a trade setup for a market, right? So if you're new to a market, well, in this case, we're not new to Bitcoin, but if you wanted to start fresh, this is how you would start, right? You pick a high time frame and you start to draw points of interest, and you start to draw the direction of where the market was going and where you think it might go. So it's still a you base it on sweeping certain liquidity levels, base it on point of interest, and you base it on the current trend, and you think, okay, this might happen, right? So this is where you start on the high time frame.
Yeah, exactly. So like here we can say we had this weekly fair value gap. It's pretty long-term one, almost a year old. And then within this fair value gap, we've seen this reaction, which might move the price to the upside. So this is our expectation. And yeah, we have this first target. So price might go there. This is also on the level where I had my take profit. So that's why I had this the target. Then we can switch to lower time frame. See if there is anything. So we have this daily fair value gap here as well.
Yeah, so again, you switch to the lower time frame, you start marking up your points of interest, and you start to find more truth to your story, to your expectation of where the market might move.
Yeah. So, like, to be honest, right now in this market, there is not too much thing to do, like not too many clues on when to enter or where to enter the position. So I would expect a long position to these areas. But
You do
so
have a
after
daily
this sweep,
shift. Yeah.
where's the daily shift?
That one. From this high point.
Oh, you mean to the downside?
Yeah, to the downside.
But yeah, it's not in the point of interest, so I'm not looking at it. If this happened within this weekly fair value gap, then yeah, then I would take a short position.
Right.
But I mean, so far there's nothing for me to open a long position right like this. I don't know. I have no reason to open it right now.
No.
But maybe after we sweep this liquidity, or maybe after we sweep this closest liquidity, maybe there will be an option to open a position like this.
And that's if you're
So
trading on the daily chart, right?
yeah.
So what would you do? Like if you've set this up, what is the next thing to do now?
Yeah, I'm just setting the alerts. So it will be daily sweep. And this would be another alert. So daily sweep. And yeah, maybe we'll even get this one.
Yeah. But I mean, you could set one alert, right? Because this one will trigger first, and you'd have to check it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So then, yeah, my suggestion would be to keep it simple, is to just set one alert for the downside and one alert for the upside. Where would you set the alert if it went up?
So far, I don't have any clear, like, we could set something at this 4-hour shift. But yeah, like we can say something like if price goes beyond this line, so we don't have any sweep of these lines, but we have a move beyond this line, then I would look for a fair value gap here. So I can just set an alert here. What was that? 4-hour shift up. So if price goes there and we have any point of interest like fair value gap on this rise, then I would, after that happens, I will set another alert at the fair value gap. And when price gets into the fair value gap, I'll get an alert and watch for the shift at 15 minutes. And then I would enter the position with the high targets.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just basically leave your drawings in. You set your drawing here. Well, this one is already added to a watch list because you can, the idea would be to add the market to a watch list. And yeah, you draw the things on the chart and then you set your alerts and then you can leave the chart alone because whatever happens in between is not going to be interesting for you. Because it needs to sweep either side first. It needs to move to the either side first. In the meantime, there's really nothing to do. So you can check the chart, of course, like you can watch it, but why would you? Because you're not going to make a different decision until it reaches one of those sides. And that's why it's good to just set up those price alerts and then just walk away.
Right. Yeah. I wanted to check this market, and I believe this one will let us just show the complete workflow. So this is the TRX. On monthly time frame, there is not too much except this fair value gap. And then this huge wick that we had some time ago. I believe it was, yeah, something after the Trump was elected. On weekly, oh yeah, we've had some reactions to this monthly fair value gap. A couple of rejections, but then it went through. Now we have this fair value gap, and we are seeing the reaction to this one. We can also say that this is the reaction to the order block if we want to do that. But we have the fair value gap, so that's enough. Yeah, so this is weekly fair value gap, and we are seeing the reaction within this one. And so what happened? Let's look closer. After we tested this fair value gap, like we had one test, then it went up, then it tested again, even closed below. Then it created another fair value gap here, the bearish one. We had the test of this fair value gap, price went down. It swept the liquidity below. And what do you think will happen next?
Yeah. Well, it's either going to get on the week, right? So it's either going to get, you need to look for weekly shift then. So, well, it needs to get past this point.
Yeah, shift
no,
will be
it's this
here.
one. Sorry, yeah, this one. Yeah, this is because this is the lowest point. This is the weekly shift. So if it goes above that, then the price is here, so it needs to go above that, and then we can look for a long around this area.
Yeah.
Probably moving into this weekly fair value gap. Yeah.
Yeah, so we also have this one that was tested. But since we are on weekly, right? So this is our highest time frame right now. We are not looking at monthly on crypto at all. It's not really useful. So on weekly time frame, we had this test of the fair value gap. We had this sweep, and we're seeing this rejection after the sweep. So that's good enough. Now what we need to do is like we have the target above here and here, and then we switch to daily time frame. Let's see what we have on the daily.
Let's see fair value gap. That's already formed. Maybe even 2. It's too tiny, but
So to me, I would say that this is pretty much the position that I would take. With this would be intermediate target. So what we do now is that we set the alert here. Oh, did it too. Daily fair value gap. And so now it depends on the trading style. So you can either just set your position like this if you're willing just to take this daily fair value gap as an entry and have this nice 3.6 risk reward ratio. You can also set it lower like this and hope that it will fulfill the fair value gap. But it doesn't happen all the time. Or you can wait for the alert to happen, to fire, and then switch to lower time frame to 1 hour and look for the shift. So price will drop down, form some kind of a shift, and then move up. So you look for the shift and open a position like this with a stop loss like this.
obviously this would be my preferred one because this dramatically increases your profit margin. Or I mean, that's just greed, Roman. Even
No,
that still.
this is the first target would be here.
Yeah, true. Yeah, for the daily, that's so that would be definitely the preferred one to do, of course.
Yeah, but also what I wanted to say is that this entry on the daily time frame with this risk reward ratio, like you can risk a lot on this position. So I would say this is a pretty good position. We also had these inverse fair value gap. So it's 2 fair value gaps that you have here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, to me, this position is quite good. And I'm going to take it myself. And even with daily, so I don't know, like what is your risk management, but some could have risked like 5 or 10% on this position because it's the daily time frame.
Yeah, it will be a long trade though. Like it's
yeah, it will take probably a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's just too terrible.
Yeah, but if you risk like 5% and then you get what 15% profit within a month, that's good. That's one position with 15% profit.
Yep. Yeah, no, I take that.
Yeah. So
and then
what we're doing now.
Yeah. So yeah, you set it up like this. What's next?
That's it. They're just waiting. Well, we can also wait for this fair value gap to be hit. Maybe if we want to come up with like better flow of the price, so maybe something like this will happen. With this fair value gap being the reaction.
And where would you invalidate this trade? When would you say, okay, this is not the move?
I'm not really sure. Like,
well, I mean,
probably if it just goes up, then that's nothing. Like, we cannot enter anything.
But if it goes above here, would this?
It would be daily shift.
Would this entry still make sense?
Maybe not this entry, but there will be new fair value gaps appearing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can set an alert here.
Yeah, exactly. That was my point.
Was that be daily shift? Review the position.
Yeah, because at this point, like we assume that this happens, and it can happen like anywhere in this trade, and it could be like there. But as soon as it reaches that one, then we can look for something else, because there might be another fair value gap, and there might even be another fair value gap when it moves like this. That would also be fine, right? So maybe even set the alert above this one, because if it goes above this one, then there might be a new fair value gap on one of these candles that followed.
Well, yeah, maybe, but
I mean, you can also what you could also do is to say, okay, this is now set for one day. You will check it daily, maybe anyway, or if you want to be reminded later, you can also set a time alert.
Yeah, but I mean, the price alert is good enough for me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but you could see another entry opportunity on a higher fair value gap that could be formed anywhere in this block.
Yeah, I think it would be good to have some recurring alerts here. Like an alarm every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's daily, then we at least need 1, 2, at least here.
Yeah, so this will give you then a reminder to check this chart as well at that date.
Here.
And before that, you don't need to check it, because you're not going to see a fair value gap before that time anyway. And then this is done.
Yeah.
Right? This is done.
Yeah. And
you don't need to check this again.
Another alert could be here. So if it goes beyond this, then this is definitely an invalidation.
Yeah. Yeah, you could mark it. You don't have to, because you will get to this point first.
Yeah, but
it could happen in
it
one
gets
go.
there.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, if you don't have any entries on this level, then it might happen.
Yeah. Yeah, but my point is that you would be notified to check this market and then reassess it anyway. So if this fair value gap hits, you set new alerts, because then you start to look for shifts, right? So you set the alerts on shifts, or you set the alerts on a new sweep.
Right. Yeah, and I would create this invalidation alert anyway.
Yeah, so you can leave it in there. Obviously, you can set up as many alerts as you want, or as many alerts as your plan allows. In this case, you have 1,000, and if you're only watching 3 or 4 markets, 1,000 is a lot. But yeah, this is generally how you would do it, right? And the beauty of this is that once you've set up your alerts and you've made the drawings, make sure to save them. Then you don't need to check this market again. Like, you're done. So you do 3 or 4 markets like this per day, you're done. And this market you don't need to check for at least 2-3 days, unless an alert hits. So yeah. If you do it this way, it's a huge time saver.
Yeah, so usually what I do is that I review the markets on the weekend. So it takes, like, I don't know, 10 minutes to review the market, maybe even like 5 minutes, to just see the general direction. And then all it takes is just a couple of minutes, maybe 1 minute, to just look at the market every day and just see if anything new happened. And that's it. You just look at it. Okay, no further gap. Okay, that's it. Goodbye. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, I was going to say, do we have time for another market? But we don't, because we're nearing the end of our last webinar of the year.
Yeah, we've had a lot of them.
We have had a lot of them. We have been fairly consistent. We've missed a few due to illnesses and family responsibilities, I'd say. It was never because we didn't want to do it. Never. It's been good. It's been good. Like, reflecting over the last months, I've learned a new strategy. I can say that. I mean, I've been, when I was talking about it on Monday, it felt like I was doing this for a lot longer than I actually had. It's weird. Like, the amount of effort that we've put into this, it's been significant, and it's been very valuable to me. Very valuable to me. Obviously, I haven't. It's not my main strategy of trading where I make the most of my money. No, it's not, because I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to get comfortable with it. But the next year we'll probably be doing it differently, in terms of being more professional, more serious about actually risking our own money. And that's exactly my plan for January. So I need to go out, spend time with my family, refresh, get absolutely bored out of my head so that I want to go back to work. That's usually what I need. Like, my mind just needs to go like in absolute borement state, and then I can finally say, okay, I'm ready to go back to work. And I'm sure many people can relate to that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know about you, Roman. You might still be checking the charts, but
I have some things to do on the product as well.
Good. Someone's got to.
Yeah, so what I thought is that I was trying to nudge you into smart money concept for a long time before we started the streams, and you didn't want to do that just because you didn't have time. And now I'm thinking that maybe next year we need to start a new series where you just develop a smart money bot online on the stream. And then you can do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. We can do do live sessions, like with the programming sessions. Yeah. Because I'm super comfortable with that. People looking over my shoulder when I write.
Oh, you're probably you need to teach me then to develop that. So I'll be the student this time.
Yeah.
10-year-long series.
I've been teaching a few people how to do programming, but they had a more basic knowledge of programming before, and they turned out to be great developers. I can say that. They turned out to be very good developers, and not just developers, like team leads. So I know how to teach people how to do programming, and especially on a business level. Like, there's a difference, right? You can program something for business, or you can program something for being like an elite style type of programmer, where you want to do everything by the book, and it's like, but how are you going to make money? That's usually my question. Well, when are you going to make money? And then the question, or that question goes unanswered, unless you have someone who's actually good at programming stuff for businesses, and you need those people. So yeah, that's why with the smart money concept, we're going to be creating some scripts, and we're going to be, I don't know if I'm going to open source them though, Roman. They're going to be too good. I don't know if we should program this live. I mean, we can program. We can do a program where you can do like fair value gaps. I suppose so. That's an easy one. Like the smart money concept indicator that we have right now, the core value is not per se in the fair value gaps. It's in the swing calculation. The swing calculation is quite difficult. That's not an easy calculation. Like the market structure swings. There's a lot of effort gone into that. The fair value gaps is just you look at 2 different or 3 candles in a window and it's fine. So I can show you how to program that. That's fine.
Yeah, I think ChatGPT can do this for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it can. But yeah, that's for next year.
Okay.
All right, everyone. On that note, I want to thank you all for watching, especially Soda for almost never missing an episode. 3 days a week. So that's dedication.
Yeah, there has to be an achievement or something.
Special shout out. Yeah, so that was good. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again in the new year. In the meantime, if you have any questions about smart money concepts, still join our Discord. Roman's not going anywhere, so you can still bug him with questions about your positions and show him your charts. And yeah, so join the free Discord channel. Find us in the Smart Money Concept group and ask your questions. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Happy holidays, happy new year, and see you in January.
Goodbye.